What is up, Clan, Magoo, Lemon Tree, Make Texas? What's going on, everybody? Blessings to everybody, wherever you are tuning in from. All around this great country and this great world that is being radically changed by one patriot and his group of friends in the military. All right, I want to talk about something. A couple of things, probably. If you haven't noticed, there is a lot of focus from the mainstream media, from Hollywood, from Silicon Valley, and from politicians, those four groups of people. They're talking about deepfake videos. Obama has been almost on a propaganda tour over the last couple of months, making public appearances, talking about his concerns about deepfake videos, about videos that appear to be real, appear to show people doing things, but they've been manipulated. Congress just had some hearings last week on deepfake videos, and they have deep concerns about deepfake videos. They're very, very concerned that average people are going to be deceived into thinking that real events happened by watching fake videos. All right. Hollywood is all over it. The mainstream media is all over it. Almost every day there's mainstream media articles being published warning the public deepfake videos are out there. Don't be fooled by them. They can make you think that real people were involved in things and they weren't. So if the mainstream media, if politicians, and if powerful people in Hollywood and Silicon Valley are all freaking out about deepfake videos, what do you think that means? What does their collective concern about deepfake videos tell you? Are they honestly, do you think sincerely, just all about making public service announcements to make sure that the public is aware, oh, there might be some fake videos out there? They are creating a narrative. They're creating a narrative. What is the narrative that they're trying to create? They're trying to create suspicion in the minds of the public about video evidence that appears to implicate them. And they want to create a narrative ahead of time that the evidence that they're watching could be fake. That is the most likely explanation for all of these people to be concerned and trying to create this public narrative that videos are fake. If they're all concerned and they're trying to get their constituents, their voters, if they're Hollywood stars, their fans, to be concerned about fake videos, they know there are real videos out there that are about to be released. All right. So they're creating this narrative to get ahead of the news cycle that they know is coming. All right. Now, of course, videos that are fake can be proven to be fake. You just go into the metadata and you look at where the videos originally came from. You look at how they were edited. You can look at the digital fingerprints and you can easily determine videos that have been faked and videos that haven't. Now, to the casual observer, maybe you can't. But a forensic person who understands digital technology, they can do that. So faked videos can be determined to be fake forensically, not difficult to do. Right, the NSA will know. Right, so we know that the NSA has been gathering data, videos, phone calls, emails, instant messages. NSA collects all this data. What the NSA does with the data is they log it. There are logs that they have to preserve that tell when the data file was created, when it was obtained, where it was stored. There is metadata in there that gives all kinds of information about the file. The NSA essentially creates a chain of custody, right? And if they ever need to hand it over to the Department of Justice for prosecution, they hand over the logs and they hand over the source files. And there is evidence that proves where this video file originated from, right? So it would be very, very difficult to argue that a video of some famous person doing something in a criminal trial was faked if the NSA has the logs and the source files, and they can prove chain of custody, where they got it from, when they had it, when they turned it over to DOJ, and that there was no manipulation of the video. All right, so here's the problem. If there are corrupt people who are about to be exposed, and some of their evidence is on video, and it's going to be made public at some point, would it behoove politicians, powerful people, the wealthy, the elites, to create a narrative in advance to create doubt in the minds of the public that the videos they're going to see are fake? Even if the DOJ has evidence and NSA has evidence that they're real, they're still going to want to suggest to the public that these videos are fake. Now, that should tell you something. There are all these people out there on social media, and a lot of them, are professing Trump supporters, who are telling us nothing is happening, that these people are never going to be prosecuted, that nothing will ever be done, that they're never going to go to jail, that it's never happened, it's never going to happen, that's not how the system works, the system is still corrupt. Chris Wray is not cooperating with Barr's investigation. You're seeing headlines about that. These people are going to continue telling you that nothing's happening. Nothing's going to happen. Speaking of Chris Wray. So there's articles out there, Gateway Pundit and other sources, Paul Sperry. They have been propagating the story that Chris Wray is not cooperating with William Barr. What is that story based on? That story is based on complaints from Republican members in the House who are upset that Chris Wray isn't cooperating with their investigation. Chris Wray isn't turning over documents to them. Therefore, they have come to the conclusion that Chris Wray doesn't want to cooperate with criminal investigations. Well, first of all, Congress doesn't do criminal investigations. Congress can't prosecute. Congress can do investigations and they can make criminal referrals, but they don't do criminal investigations. And we know that particularly in committees like the House Intelligence Committee, Adam Schiff, who is the chair of the House Intelligence Committee, that Adam Schiff selectively leaks information to New York Times, Washington Post, if it is going to disadvantage Trump. So if I were somebody in the FBI like Chris Wray, and I had serious investigations going on and information that regarded national security, and I didn't want it to be leaked to the press, I would not give it to Congress. I dang sure wouldn't give it to the House Intelligence Committee, so Adam Schiff could get his little hands on it and leak it. The problem for Devin Nunes is he's a good guy, he's a patriot, but he's working alongside Adam Schiff. And anything that Chris Wray gives to Devin Nunes, he also gives to Adam Schiff, so it can be leaked. If Chris Wray is not giving documents to Congress, I suspect it's because he doesn't want them to be leaked to the press. And that is going to irritate people in Congress. And they're going to whine and complain and say Chris Wray is not cooperating with Barr. But Barr has never said Chris Wray is not cooperating. In fact, in that interview that he had with that woman from CBS a couple weeks ago, he said all the heads of all the intel agencies are cooperating with him. He did not express any concern that any department heads were not cooperating. So these little stories out there that are suggesting that Chris Wray is stonewalling or not cooperating, I believe fake news. And yet you still have people out there throwing shade on Chris Wray. He's part of the deep state. He's not helping clean out corruption. Well, who fired Cortan, Rybicki, Priestap? Coleman, Loftman, the list goes on. All these corrupt people in the FBI, they all left. They were all forced out or fired under Chris Wray. The exception being James Comey. He was forced out. He was fired under Jeff Sessions. All right, and McCabe took over for a while, and then McCabe was gone. And Chris Wray is the guy who got rid of all those people. I trust Trump. I trust his judgment. I trust his decision to keep Chris Wray on as FBI director. The second Trump spins and says Chris Wray is out, the second that Attorney General William Barr says Chris Wray is out of here, he's no good, then Chris Wray is a bad guy. Until then, have no reason to doubt that he's doing what he needs to do. But that's just a little rabbit trail to alleviate the concerns of people who are listening to concern trolls out there who just want you to believe nothing's happening, or who have been told to tell you nothing is happening. All right. So the point of the deep fake video thing is it's telling me that corrupt people know they're about to be exposed. They're going to be prosecuted. They know it. If they weren't concerned about being publicly exposed and those videos coming out as evidence against them, why would they care about creating this narrative of deep fake videos? And I'm going to read something to you from Q. This is from October 31st, 2017, almost 2 years ago, year and a half ago. It's about military intelligence. What are state secrets? And how are they upheld in the Supreme Court? What must be completed to engage military intelligence over the three-letter agencies? Q suggested that military intelligence has been running parallel investigations into corruption, along with FBI, DOJ, and other three-letter agencies. Military intelligence, the NSA, they have been running parallel investigations into corruption. And even though the FBI dropped the Hillary investigation, email investigation, military intelligence never dropped the investigation. It's still ongoing, just to let you know. What was General Flynn's background? Well, we know he was in military intelligence. Why is this relevant? Did Admiral Rogers, NSA, meet with Trump privately without authorization? Does POTUS know where the bodies are buried? Does POTUS have the goods on bad actors? Why, yes, he does. Admiral Rogers, former head of the NSA at the time, he was. Did he give Trump all the dirt on bad actors around the world, all the corrupt people? Did he tell them, look, we've got source files, we've got logs, we've got videos on all of their corruption. Give them a flash drive. Here's a little example of what we've got. Trump has the dirt on everybody. And he is waiting to play his cards. Trump is holding all the cards. The reason why Congress is freaking out, and the reason why corrupt people in Congress are losing their minds, and why they got the Mueller investigation going to try to block Trump, and they're continuing this impeachment nonsense, is because they know Trump has the goods on every single one of them. And he is going to release it, and it's going to be made public at some point. And they don't know when. So they're creating this narrative of deepfake videos because they know that there's tons of evidence of their corruption. And it's going to come out. So if you hear people saying nothing's happening, nothing's going to happen, they're never going to be prosecuted. Why are they nervous? Why are they creating this narrative about deepfakes? And we know Trump has the dirt on all of them. So put it all together. There's a lot of data points out there that suggest that these people are scared and they need to be scared because corruption is going to be exposed. It's going to be prosecuted. Rally is tomorrow. I'm guessing Right Side Broadcasting will be, and a lot of other people will be broadcasting the rally. And that'll be quite a show. I'm going to be tuning in. I got to get some writing done today, working on a book. I think Sessions is a patriot. I think Sessions set the table for what Barr has to do. He cracked down pretty seriously on gang activity, on some corruption issues. He helped get rid of corruption in the DOJ and FBI. I think Mike Pompeo helped a lot get rid of some corruption in the CIA. I think General Haspel is continuing to get rid of corrupt people in the CIA. We just heard today that a lot of CIA assets were arrested in Iran. CIA assets being arrested in Iran. Why is this relevant? Because Q has told us Iran is next. When Trump went and began the negotiating process with Kim Jong-un in North Korea, the first thing that had to be done was they had to remove the corrupt CIA assets that were in North Korea controlling Kim. Strings of control cut, CIA out, and then Kim was free to talk to Trump about negotiating terms of peace, modernizing North Korea, so North Korea could become like South Korea, have an economy, and the people could have a life, right? Before all that could be done, they had to get rid of the CIA in North Korea. Now that we're getting reports that CIA assets have been removed from Iran, and Iran, there are different factions in Iran. There are some of the leaders are very resistant to what Trump wants to do. Some are in support of what Trump wants to do. So there's the warring factions going on inside of Iran. They're going to continue, Trump will continue putting on economic sanctions. I think he is going to continue removing corrupt elements in Iran, like the CIA assets. In Saudi Arabia, how did they get Saudi Arabia to work with Trump? They had to freeze the assets of corrupt leaders in Saudi Arabia, arrest them, freeze their assets, and remove their power. And then Saudi began to work alongside of Trump. North Korea had to get rid of the corruption in North Korea. Same thing's going to happen in Iran. If you look at what happened in North Korea and Saudi, it's a template of what is going to happen in other countries around the world. It's going to happen in UK too. As corrupt people in the UK and in the rest of Europe are removed, Merkel and Macron and other corrupt people, as they're removed from power and the corrupt elements in Brussels are removed, as their assets are frozen, as they're removed from power, Trump will free up those areas so people can elect leaders who will reinstitute democratic government and take the money away from the wealthy and give it back to the people. That's what a lot of what's going to happen. Is the money that has been stolen, the wealth that has been stolen from the people is going to be given back to them. And that is going to be an amazing thing. Political freedom, economic prosperity is coming. And it's a slow game. We're talking about saving the world from corruption. This is not going to happen in a couple of weeks. It is a process. And we're just going to have to be patient and wait for it to happen. So that is my message for you. Gotta go. Love you all. Take care. I will catch you on the next broadcast.